They fired me in the middle of the day. No warning, just said you stole. They even called the cops, but I knew I was being set up. I just didn't know how deep this thing went. I was eating a turkey sandwich at my desk when I got the email. Please come to our. Now, that's it. No subject, no details. And you know when HR doesn't bother adding pleasantries, it's bad. Real bad. I walked down the hall trying not to sweat through my shirt. It was a Tuesday. Just another boring-ass Tuesday at Anderson Technologies. Or so I thought. When I opened the door to the HR office, I saw my manager, Craig, sitting across from Jennifer from our. Craig couldn't even look me in the eye. Jennifer did all the talking. We've completed an internal investigation. You've been identified as the person responsible for the missing MacBooks from storage. Security footage shows you entering the supply room after hours, and we've matched your badge to multiple unauthorized entries. I froze. I didn't take anything, I said, voice shaking. I don't even have access to the cage key. Jennifer raised an eyebrow. IT does, she said. And you're on the IT team, aren't you? Craig still didn't say a damn word, just stared at his shoes like they were gonna save him. Effective immediately, Jennifer continued, you are terminated from employment at Anderson Technologies. We've also forwarded the case to the Austin PD. Wait, what? They called the cops for something I didn't do, and they said it so casually like it was nothing, like my life wasn't about to be wrecked. I stood there, dumbfounded, holding a half-eaten turkey sandwich in my hand, while some HR lady read me my professional death sentence, and all the while, Craig, my boss, my so-called mentor, just sat there, silent, coward. Now imagine what happens next, but before that, smash that like button and hit subscribe, cause the craziest part is just getting started. The weirdest thing, the day before all this shit went down, it was perfect. I just wrapped up a network migration project we'd been dragging for months. Craig gave me a fist bump. Literally. He never fist bumps. And at our Monday morning stand-up, he even said I was the backbone of the department right now. 12 hours later, that same man watched me get fired like I was a stranger in a food court. What the actual hell happened? I sat in my car for over an hour after leaving our. Didn't start the engine. Didn't even blink, just stared at the steering wheel like maybe it would explain everything. Was this some sick joke? I checked my phone to missed calls from Emily, my girlfriend, one from my mom, and a Slack message from Chris, another guy on the IT team. Hey bro, just saw your desk. What's going on? Did you get promoted or something? Lol, yeah, promoted straight to hell. I didn't answer anyone. I just drove, not home, just somewhere. I needed air, or noise, or a punch in the face, anything to remind me this wasn't a goddamn dream. By the time I parked at Zilker Park, the sun was starting to drop behind the trees. I sat on the hood of my car, scrolling through every memory from the past few weeks. Was there any sign this was coming? Craig wasn't weird. No tension, no hint. But you know what was weird? 2 weeks ago, he told me he was recommending me for the senior IT manager position. Said he was tired of carrying the weight. It was supposed to be announced next month. And now I'm out. Just like that. Who the fuck would do this to me? And why? You think when people know you, they'll trust you? Nah, people only believe what's easiest to believe. And apparently, it was easier to think I was a thief than to ask, wait, does this even make sense? By Wednesday, everyone knew. Anderson Tech ain't that big. Word spreads faster than a damn virus in kindergarten. I logged into my personal Instagram, boom. Unfollowed by 3 coworkers. One of them was Chris, the guy who sent me that promotion joke. He didn't even bother texting again. Then came Emily. We'd been dating for almost 2 years. She was the calm to my chaos. Logical, supportive, the kind of person who always saw the best in me. Or at least, I thought so. When I told her everything, every single thing, from the HR meeting to the MacBooks to the fact that I could literally go to jail, she paused. Long pause. Then she said, Jack, you sure you didn't do it? I mean, you said you were struggling with money a few weeks ago. That hit like a sucker punch. I mean, yeah, I'd mentioned my credit card was maxed, but I didn't think she'd go there. Jesus, I said. Seriously, she didn't answer, just rubbed her temple like I was giving her a migraine. The worst part, I couldn't even be mad, because for a split second, even I started to wonder, what if they're right? What if I'm so deep in this that I can't prove anything? But that thought didn't last long, because that night, I got an anonymous email. No text, just a file, a zip file, and inside it, security footage, from the night they say I stole the MacBooks. But here's the thing, I wasn't the only person in that footage. Not even close. By Thursday morning, I was done playing defense. I took that security footage, the one from the anonymous email, and drove straight to a lawyer. Her name was Danielle Reyes, and she had the kind of energy that made you sit up straighter. Sharp suit, sharper tone. She didn't say much during our first meeting, just watched the footage, then paused. "Where did you get this?" "Anonymous email," I said. No subject, no message, just the footage. She narrowed her eyes. "You realize if this holds up, they didn't just falsely accuse you, they framed you." I nodded. "That's what I've been trying to tell people. No one listens." Danielle leaned back and folded her arms. "Okay, then we hit them back. Defamation, wrongful termination, emotional distress, maybe even malicious prosecution." The words felt heavy, serious, but damn, it felt good to hear them. By Friday, we had the papers ready. A big, fat lawsuit with Craig's name right at the top, and Anderson Tech just below that. The moment I saw the envelope slide across Danielle's desk, I felt something shift inside me. Not confidence exactly, more like rage with direction. I wasn't just some IT guy anymore. I was the guy coming back for blood. But then Danielle said something that stopped me cold. "You said Craig was your direct supervisor?" "Yeah, and he never said a word during the HR meeting." "Not one." She nodded slowly. "Something's off. This kind of silence, it's usually coached." I stared at her. "You think someone told him to stay quiet?" "I think Craig might not be the one who pulled the strings." And just like that, I realized I'd been aiming at the wrong target. It was Saturday when I saw Craig. Not at work, obviously. I was banned from the building. I saw him at Whole Foods. All 7 frozen foods, ironically. I wasn't planning to talk to him. Hell, I almost turned around and left. But then he looked up and froze. And I knew that wasn't guilt. It was fear. So I walked over. Calm, controlled, dead inside. "Hey, Craig." He fumbled with a bag of frozen peas like it was made of glass. "Jack, look. I'm sorry about." "Don't." I kept my voice low. "You didn't say a word. You sat there while they destroyed my life." I was told not to." "By who?" "Silence." I stepped closer. "You're not the one pulling strings, are you?" He looked at me like I'd slapped him. "Jack, this is bigger than me. You weren't supposed to be the one." "The one what?" He shook his head and turned to leave, but not before saying, "Check the asset logs. And not just for IT. Look at marketing. Talk to Alyssa." And then he was gone. Marketing? Alyssa? What the hell does marketing have to do with my firing? I didn't have answers yet, but that look in Craig's eyes. He wasn't guilty. He was scared. Alyssa worked in marketing. Mid-level, smart, quiet. We talked maybe 5 times in 2 years. So when I DM'd her out of nowhere, I wasn't expecting a reply. But 5 minutes later, she answered, "I've been waiting for you to reach out." What the hell? We met in a parking garage 3rd level, behind a pillar, like some damn spy movie. She wore sunglasses, even though it was cloudy as hell. "You came alone?" she asked. "Yeah, no entourage." She handed me a flash drive. "Everything you need is in there." "What is it?" "Asset logs, requests, internal memos, emails, stuff from Craig's department, and ours." "Why are you giving me this?" She paused, bit her lip. "Because what they did to you, it wasn't just illegal, it was personal." That gave me chills. She turned to leave, then added, "One more thing, don't trust Emily." "Wait, Emily, my girlfriend, she's not who you think she is." And then Alyssa was gone. I got home, plugged in the drive, and started digging. She wasn't lying. There were emails between Craig and a guy in finance talking about reducing overhead by replacing senior staff with interns. My name came up, along with 2 others both fired within the same quarter. Then I found an invoice for MacBooks, signed off by Emily. She wasn't even in IT, but her name was on the order. And suddenly, everything clicked. She helped them set me up. I stared at Emily's name on that invoice for maybe 10 minutes straight. Couldn't breathe, couldn't think. We lived together, slept in the same bed. I cooked for her every damn night, and she signed off the order that got me fired and nearly arrested. So I confronted her. She was in the kitchen, heating up leftover Thai food, like the whole world wasn't crumbling. "You signed the MacBook invoice." Her hand froze midair, holding a spoon. "Jack, why?" "It's not what you think, really. Because it feels like you helped them destroy my life." She looked genuinely scared, and guilty, and hurt. "Craig asked me to sign it. He said he was behind on approvals. I didn't know what it was for. I swear, don't lie to me. I'm not lying. I didn't know they'd use it against you. I almost believed her. Until I said, Alyssa told me not to trust you, and her face changed. Just like that. Not scared anymore. Just cold. So you've been talking to Alyssa? Yeah. Why? She's the one who sent you the footage, didn't she? Yeah. So, Emily laughed. Not nervously, not fake. Real, calm, almost amused. Jesus, Jack, you still don't get it? My chest tightened. What the hell are you talking about? I gave her the footage and the flash drive. What? I needed you angry. Angry enough to sue. Angry enough to dig. Wait, so you wanted me to go after them? Not them, she said. Her. And suddenly, I remembered something. A name on one of those emails in the flash drive. Not Craig. Not finance. Alyssa. She was the one requesting the inventory changes. She was the one linking departments. She was the one building the data trail. She set up Craig. She set up Emily. And she used me to bring the whole damn thing down. Court was Monday. My lawyer, Danielle, was ready. We had the footage, the asset logs, the emails, the invoice. And now, thanks to Alyssa, we had everything. But that was the problem. Because now I knew this wasn't about me. Not really. It was about a war between two women, Alyssa and Emily. Corporate chess. And I was the dumbass pawn who thought he was playing checkers. Danielle laid it all out in the conference room. We present this, we win. Easy. Even the parts about Alyssa? Hell yes. She manipulated the whole chain of command. We bury her, but something twisted in my gut. Emily betrayed me. Sure. But Alyssa? She played the long game. She used Emily, used Craig, used me, and somehow, I still didn't know why. What was her endgame? A promotion? Revenge? Just chaos. The trial started at a.m. I sat there, staring at the flash drive. The one that started it all. I could feel eyes on me. Craig, across the room. Emily, 2 rows behind. They didn't know I knew. I thought about standing up, walking to the judge, handing her the drive, blowing the whole thing wide open. But then Danielle leaned in. If you say nothing, you win. They pay. You walk. Reputation restored. No questions asked. I looked down at the flash drive. My hand closed around it. The judge called my name. And I stood. I stood there, flash drive in my hand, heart pounding like a damn drum solo. The judge looked at me. Danielle looked at me. Emily wouldn't meet my eyes. I took one breath, then another, and I spoke. Your Honor, I have additional evidence. The courtroom went still. I walked forward, placed the flash drive on the table. This changes everything. What followed? I can't even describe. Gasps, scrambling. My lawyer's mouth literally dropped open. Craig's face turned white. Emily, she just stared at me, like I'd stabbed her. And maybe I did. Because the truth hurts. But lies rot you from the inside. They reviewed the footage, the emails, the memos. They saw it all. When the verdict came, it wasn't just in my favor. It was a F-king earthquake. And as I walked out of that courtroom, sun hitting my face for the first time in what felt like forever, I realized something. I didn't win. They lost. All of them.